Hello. Uh, am I audible?
Yes, sir, we're
Hello.
audible.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Let me quickly share my screen and then we are good to start. Okay. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Hi, everyone. A very good evening to one and all. And thank you for the opportunity. And I hope everyone is staying healthy and safe during this time. So, yeah, thank you for joining this session. Uh, Let me introduce myself quickly. Okay, so I'm Nitesh, currently working as a business analyst at Amazon. Uh, Currently carrying a total of 5 year of experience in analytics and majorly into pure into business analytics and machine learning practices, which I am into it. Okay. So yeah, that's all about my work profile. So yeah, before I begin, I just want to know like what's your understanding on business analytics, just at high level. I want to be a two-way session, not only like a one-way session. So yeah, just feel free to whatever question you have, just feel free to ask. I'm happy to answer it. And this session is for you all. Definitely, I want to make it more impactful as much I can. So yeah, go ahead. Just a high level. What's your understanding on business analytics? What do you think about what is analytics all about? Any thought?
According to me, I guess analytics is like all all the things related to data and how we handle it, how we process it, and so like first thing comes in my mind, like we use some Python libraries to do the analytics part, like Pandas, NumPy, and XLS,
Mm-hmm.
XLSC writer, and all those things. So that's what comes to my mind when I first hear the word analytics.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you are very close to the actual definition. Okay. Anyone else want to try? All right. I will not take much time. So let's begin. So basically, in this session, what I am going to explain you all about what my agenda is, what is business analytics, types of analytics, a proper use case, how industry utilizes the analytics, why, what is the need to enter in this field, since I believe like all are in currently students and everyone has some aspiration to get into this uh, domain. So what is needed in the to enter in this field, and what why this is a good career option. Okay, so these is like a prime agenda. I will just go through a very high level and try to be as layman, as simple as it is, so that it will at least help you to build a thought and get an overview what analytics it is and how currently being used in industries. Okay, are we good till now?
Yes, sir, we are good to go.
Okay, thank you all. So yeah, so here we go. So yeah, first is what is business analytics? I think one of the person very well explained. Okay, what is analytics and how he thinks about analytics. So yeah, in a one if someone asks me to explain in a one liner, okay, so it is what get measured is get managed. Okay, so whatever things is being actually measured, that can also get managed and get an insight on top of it, and that further can utilize on various aspects of the business. Okay, so yeah, we go through the next slide quickly. So yeah, what actually a business analytics mean? So by definition, if you go through it, okay, so business analytics basically is a process by which business uses a statistical method and technology for analyzing in order to gain a new insight and improve strategic decision. But this is like a definition that you can get anywhere. Okay, it's a, like a predefined definition, but talking to like what actual steps actually a business analytics involves, like basically it's categorized into three steps. Okay, first, taking the data and processing a historical business data. Why this is needed? For example, there is a company like for example Uber. Okay, they want how much ride has been booked last year versus this year. Okay, and what is the like year change. So for that we need a historical data. So that's why this data is important. Okay, I'm just explaining like every step with one of the use case so that it will also help you to understand why we are doing this step and what is the need of this step. Okay, second, the main role of having a, in analytics is analyzing the data and identifying the trends and patterns and root cause. Okay, by this I mean like take an example of any product. For example, let's take it same with Uber. Okay, so after analyzing the historical data, they found out that okay, in this region last year there was a high number of rides has been booked, but this year there's a low number of ride has been booked. What caused the down of the ride booking? Okay, what's the root cause? Why the pattern has been changed? Logically, if it can be an year on year increase, but why has been decreased? So analyzing the data and getting an insights, that's another key role that business analytics has been involved. Sorry. Um, Third, making data driven insights. Okay, so after that, having considering the first and second step, where we have analyzed first step in historical data, second we have analyzed the root cause, third how you are presenting the insights. Okay, what caused it the down of the booking in comparison to year over year. Maybe some geographical things has been happened, maybe political thing has been happened. So there can be X number of factors that has been driven. So what caused it? So if anyone want to show like want to know about it, why this is happening. So we need to have a data driven insights. Okay, that can be easily understood by the end user without any prior background. Okay, so that's again a key step in overall analytics process. So here, how this whole journey starts. Okay, so basically a whole journey starts is like we have a business problem. Okay, first we identify the business problem, or you can say a use case. Then we do a data interpretation. Third, we do a meaningful insights, and then forecasting, prescription, and conclusion. Okay, let's take one example. Um, let's go with Uber example as well, so that we can connect the dots of last example and this one. So earlier we have like we have a ride down of year over year. So why the ride is booked less? So we this is categorized as a business problem. Then we have a data interpretation. So what data is available to justify the business problem? First is the like historical business data that can be used, region data that can be used. So that's I'm giving it as an example. So that's a data interpretation. Now, after doing a data analysis and data interpretation, then we drive to a meaningful insights that why this has happened. Okay, what caused it, all the things. So that's captured under meaningful insights. Fourth, we have a forecasting. So like every business have some forecast. Okay, uh, when this happens. So for example, uh, there's like in this quarter in Q1 there is X% of ride current considering the current situation and the political and geographical condition. this is what we are forecasting, that this percent can be increased or decreased. So that can be a forecasting based on different models. Like basically in this case, we can use a time series forecasting. Basically, by learning the previous time trends, we can forecast how many ride that can be increased or decreased or can be affect based on the booking in coming quarters or coming time. Okay, prescription is basically, it's like how you are driving the data and what things you come out of it. And conclusion is basically a data driven insights, a final dashboard or a kind of application where you present everything combinedly from business problem to the final solution. Okay, let's go with the next slide. Okay, so now it's come like types of analytics. So I said like we are good with the business analytics. We have defined the problem. We have defined what is expected and where the problem it is. Okay. Now what actually need to get in? Okay. What key areas we need to think that okay, these are the areas where we need to touch and get the right answer. Okay. So for this we have like basically categorized four types. First is descriptive analytics. Basically, what is happening to my business right now? Okay, this is like a definition which I am tagging to a specific use case. Okay, second, diagnostic analytics. Why is it happening? Predictive analytics. What likely to happen in the future? And prescriptive analysis. What do I need to succeed? So basically, in a nutshell, if you are going to explain, like if I'm going to explain, basically in these four categories, any organization, okay, decides how the things will go, okay, and where we need to improve it. So how we are going to succeed and go to meet the goals. So this is like basically in four categorization. We basically distribute and do all our analysis going ahead for that problem statement. Okay, so that's like a very basics from where we start with, from basics A to Z. To Z is basically a high level section where we deploy modeling and all ML and AI piece, but the basics starts from here. If your basics is 100%, like not 100%, like at least 90%, you are clear on this pointers, okay, you are very good with the end solution. So this is like being a very important piece to answer this questions. Let's move to next. So yeah, next is how company leverages these insights. Okay, as I explained you with one of the case of Uber, but there are many like X number of companies currently utilizing, because data is a new fuel and everyone want to be a data driven company. Okay, so how company leverages the insight. So basically in four sections, company currently utilizes this analytics on the data platform. Okay, so I've just categorized at very high level. There are other pointers as well. Okay, I don't get into much into deeper. Okay, just on the 4 points, like a high level information, so that you have the clear understanding currently how the things and trends are going on. So first is the in key decision and strategy making. So there's a very live example and current thing. Okay, key decision strategy making. So everyone like aware like Omicron is on peak, like almost on peak right now in India. Okay, and based on the cases and the number of casualties, and based on a number of input data we are getting from other countries, and then following the trends, we decide what next step can be needed. Okay, so in terms of strategy, how much hospitalization we need, how much doctors or how much resources we are going to need. So that's all we are making based on data. So first is like in key decision and strategy making, this play a key role to strategize all the things. So there's another example, like a marketing company has a goal to achieve almost in 2022, they have a meeting and they plan, okay, by end of 2022 we will going to achieve 10% of increase in sales as compared to 2021. But how they are comparing it, it should be a realistic, it should be achievable. Okay, so based on the data and the historical information and trends and pattern and current market scenario, they have decided and made the strategy. Second, in planning, okay, as I mentioned, I think I already covered. So in planning, the government of India use case where resources need to be scaled up. Okay, how much resource we need to hire for an organization. Okay, what things need to do. So in planning, this makes um, play also a key role. So for example, there is one product company. Okay, XYZ, take it in that way. Okay, and they want to launch a new product, but in launching a new product that involve a multiple steps, you can't direct develop a product and go to a market. There is a like proper initial steps that you need to follow it. So you need to plan sorry, you need to plan very well on that how you need to go to market. Before that, there's a proper testing piece of like how user is accepting it, what's my market share, what's my target customer, okay, how I can price the product, okay, so who are my competitors. So in planning, all things involves and these all being derived through a data. So third, in determining the risk. Okay, so in determining the risk, that's also one of the thing like where data play a major role, the risk mitigation. Basically, for example, there is an like for example Uber. Okay, Uber has planned like in the starting of the year that we are going to have almost 10% increase in the ride share. Okay, they have launched a new product and this is they are assumed like we are going to have a 10% increase and 10 of the rides. Okay, but somehow it's only till like in this quarter, like January is over. Okay, in February, March, they still need to cover almost 8%, and they only achieve 2%. Again, that's a risk. Okay, so how they are getting into it through that data? Okay, what causing why the recognition or the goal is not able to met? They are determining the risk through the data. Okay, so that's again one of the cases. Fourth, in evolution of performance and benchmarking. So in evolution, performance and benchmarking, that also plays a key role. For example, there's very good example of stock market. Okay, so based on the data of every day where we used to have a performance and the benchmarking of everything, and we get where the market is stands up and down that is happening. So we basically determine the performance. So basically, if anyone follows that, they basically see plus minus 7% has been increased from yesterday to today. Okay, or last month to this month. So that's actually a performance that has been improved or decreased over a course of time. So this is actually uh, evolution performance actually means. Secondly, the benchmarking is also one of the key factor in analytics space. So for example, someone like, okay, at least bare minimum, you need to get 90% of the job done by this time frame. Okay, but you achieve almost 89% or 91%. So that's a benchmarking or threshold that is also done to have a proper performance based system so that you at the end you able to meet the goals. So for good.
Yes, sir. Everything good so far.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
proceeding to the next slide. Okay, so I have like very one uh, like basic example how analytics is used in our daily life. Okay, so that we easily can correlate our life with data and everything. So for example, everyone uses phone, right? And everyone has a GPS location. So with GPS location, whenever we open it, okay, we also we log in with the contact number and email ID. Okay, so we have the data. Okay, like phone, we have GPS location, we have a contact number. Okay, now I'm just flowing to following through the chart, and then I will explain you the use case. So we have phone, we have a GPS location, we have a contact number. Okay, then data, analytics, targeting, and business in your area. Sorry, and suggestions. Okay, so how this work? For example, take an example of Swiggy. Okay, you have in Swiggy you have login. You enable the GPS location. You enter your contact number, and based on your location and the information, they are sorry, they are suggesting you what uh, things are around you. Okay, based on the business, what are the best suggestions, what are the best restaurants around you that can help you out to get it. Basically you they are targeting. Yeah. So that is one piece. Okay. Another is, for example, in Facebooks and ads, you have uh, like example, you get as suggestions. Okay, what's the local shops around it? You what's ads you have. So this is what that data with your phone uh, that drives all the key insights out of it. Uh, is are you able to get this use case, because everyone have that experience and how these things has been derived, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. As it's a part of our daily life, we can understand it.
Okay, sure. Okay, so let's move to our next slide. Okay. So now the important piece, what actually needed to enter in this field. Okay, like I just want to know, like how many you actually want to enter and try the hands-on and analytics. All right. Yeah, so see, everyone have that one in or like everyone have that thoughts. Let's get to analytics, okay? And so, what actually is needed? There are a lot of things available over the public source, okay? There are a lot of things where we can learn, okay? There are a lot of things are available, okay? But for specific, based on my experience, whatever I had, okay, I joined as an intern and then further grown up as a senior MBA. Okay, so how my journey has gone through it. So based on my experience, okay, these are the key things where individual need to be pioneer to if you are there looking to make their career as a BA, okay, or an ML aspirant, okay, or a machine learning engineer, okay. So basically, I am like focused on BA and the machine learning aspiration, because and other fields are also correlated with this, but there is like small little much gaps like more needed in that other fields, but I'm specific to the analytics space only. Okay, so in this as a functional requirement, okay, you need to be a very good communicator. Okay, how you going to communicate the things to the non-technical persons? Okay, how you're going to communicate with the person who does not understand all the data on the technicalities? So this communication need to be very clear and concise. Okay, second, a problem solver. What, why, what next? Okay, problem solver, basically you need to see a bigger picture. Okay, like what is needed, why is needed, and what next need to do. So you need to have that answer. You just not like every problem, if we going to think, you need to go with these steps as a problem solving. So it definitely like problem solving is also one of the key things which is required. Another piece is the critical thinker. Okay, business decision. If I put this metric, if I come with this insight, does it make the business decision? Does that help the business? Okay, so you need to be a very critical thinker on that piece. Second, a visualizer, able to draw a bigger picture of solution. So, secondly, like bigger picture of solution by means like every dots, everything you can how you can connect each and every dots and present to your insights or a dashboard or any application. How you tell the story to the person to get and drive all the business insights. Okay, that's a functional requirement. Technical requirement, I think, like database knowledge, SQL and Python. That's the basic thing I will suggest that is needed because data you need to answer all your queries. And SQL and Python is the right platform where I see that data visualization tool, Tableau, Looker, ClickSense, anything, any tool, you can use it, okay, or QuickSight, any tool you can use it. Just you need to have a data visualization, and this is needed to draw an insights, okay, how the things has been progressing, everything. Second, statistical packages like Excel and R. So Excel R, there are other tools as well, SPSS and other as well. But Excel R, you can think of it. Basically, they are need to have like drawing and key insights. Like you can't directly go and start writing a code and get with the right insights. That is not a real time scenario. Okay, whatever like in a use case, what is happening? Like we get a problem statement, we extract the raw data and then start doing analysis in our Excel first. Okay, let's try to find a pattern whether we are able to get this answer, what, why, and what next. Okay, if that's relate us to certain extent, then we go into a final things and then we come with some application or some big in a bigger insights platform. So this is how the things work. So if you are looking for then this is definitely going to be a key piece uh, for Antix role. Secondly, let's moving to next slide. So yeah, now the question it is, okay, everyone talking why analytics, analytics, analytics. Okay, everyone is a buzz that is created. Okay, and but they want like why that can be a good career choice. There can be X number of career choice based on individual aspirants and personal goals. Okay, what they want, but why this is can be a good career choice because everyone starts currently thinking of it. Okay, somehow already get into some role. Okay, but how this is going to be a good career choice. Okay, so you see data like there's a famous quote that has everyone everywhere is quoted: data is a new oil and analytics is a new refinery. Okay, so analytics, like as I mentioned, like every company is a data driven now. So analytics is a key factor in decision making. Most organization and every company is now a data driven. So you can't like have that like you can't survive in the market without an data. So that is again a key factor. And by data, I means a right insight, a right strategy, and right um, like forecasting and the other pieces as well that involves a complete data. Okay. Third, every day we have a new problem and a learning opportunity. The best thing which I have experienced based on my experience is like every day, like I used to get a new challenge, okay, a new use case. It's not like a repetitive thing, okay, that's going on from month to month, year over, the same thing I am doing it. It's not like that. Today I am doing one different kind of projects. Okay, tomorrow maybe some new use case and new things has came up. Now I am being involved in there. Okay, so it's like very dynamic. Okay, every time you get a new problem, you keep on learning and different opportunity. That's definitely going to help the way of think, like how you going to proceed with the problem. They definitely enhance everything. Okay. Fourth is dynamic nature of jobs makes it very interesting. It's not specific like only IT uses it. It's if you're going to see FMCG, okay, for example, Unilever is also using it. Okay, HUL is also using it. E-commerce is also using it. Okay, even Ola and Uber is also extensively using. So it's like not specific with one uh, domain, like it's being specified. Okay, it's being a very dynamic nature. So that's also give you very flexibility. To move ahead. So, for example, like I started my career in pharmaceutical analytics, okay, with large pharma firms, okay, and then I moved to e-commerce, okay, but more or less I am doing almost the same thing uh, in the analytics, just like domain got changed. So this is like how the dynamic nature comes in action. Okay, and fourth, as everyone knows, everyone uses there, it's the most demanding skill in today's life. So yeah, that is also another piece where everyone see as a sustainability stability. Okay, so this is like the most demanding skills in today's world. So yeah, that's pretty much from my end. Okay, I think this is what I have for today. Okay, if you have any questions, I'm happy to take it up. I'm stopping my screen. I see like there's like couple of chats that has come around. I can the floor is open for the questions. I'm happy to take it up. Thank you.
Sir, any questions from the listeners will be directed towards you in the form of chat. So you can answer the questions in the chat if you wish to.
Okay, okay. If there is any questions as of now, I'm happy to take it up.
Okay, so I can start with one question.
Yes.
So, like, I had a doubt. Like, we discussed about various like languages like R, Python, or like various types of
Uh,
things. Tableau, we should learn. We
yes.
should learn MySQL. So these are the kind of the software or the programming language that we need to get ourselves accustomed with for this role. But like, what are the specific topics like that we should be like we should be good at? Like some there might be some important topics in statistics or in some other topics which are very
So
important for the role.
see, there's like a famous thing which I want to quote you. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. Okay. And you can't confine yourself just with one topic. Okay. I will read this and I will be very good. Okay. I will be par above with other. You need to like this as this is a learning phase for everyone. Okay. And you need to get with every topic. Okay. Whatever it's important, whatever like is not important, so you need to learn with everything, and then based on the business use case, based on different uh, thing, you can come up with that solution, because your knowledge will never going to waste. So I will suggest at this point of time, go with everything, whatever it is. So there are like key things which actually in stats where you can go with. I think regression modeling kind of base, which is currently being used in the industry. So yeah, I'm just giving one example, but it's not limited to it. So you can go with that approach. I think I will suggest you go through whatever you can learn, just learn it. Okay, because you don't know like what times demand next to it. Am I able to answer your question,
Yeah,
Tanis?
yeah, sir. Thank you for the response. And yeah, like we should get our hands on everything that we have at the moment. Like we should like make use of all the resources that we can right now. So
Ye-
like I had another question
mhm.
like as a profession analyst, as a profession, like how's the life? So like is it a very hectic life as a analyst, or is it like very comfortable? If you want to shed some light on that.
Sure. There isn't like option. There's unmute all. Okay. I've just unmuted everyone. Yeah. So Tanis, can you repeat your question?
I just wanted to ask you about like how is the life of an analyst? So like is it very hectic or is it very free or
See, initially we should not think on that piece. Okay, it's varies. Okay, basically it's varies. Okay, and that like having a time bond does not initially having a time bond is not a main of the factor. The main thing should be anyways like a learning, how much you are learning, how much you are growing in your career. Okay, and how you can elevate your career as much as you can. So time I never have considered in my still after having like decent experience. Okay, I still not consider it as a one of the factor. Okay, hectic, I will not say that piece. Okay, that is inappropriate. Definitely, it's basically a challenge. Okay, sometimes the problem is complex, sometimes problem is less complex. So if you are like working on that piece, we term it differently. If it's something is very easy and we are going with that, we term it differently. Okay, so basically that depends on you, how you are taking up, and what how you are coming up with the solutions and how you are coping up. I will say like that is the like best thing to define your question, Tanis. Am
Okay,
I
so
clear?
that's absolutely very good advice. Okay. Okay, so now if you have like some questions in your chat box which were directed to you, like
Hello.
can you answer them?
So, hello. Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm audible?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I want to know the basic difference between the R and Python.
See,
What is
both
the
are
basic?
okay. So see, as per my knowledge, okay, both are almost same. Both are being used, both are used everywhere. Okay, if you talk about like personally, I use Python a lot. Okay, so I know more about Python. So yeah, everyone every tool or every no programming have some pros and cons. Okay, like some models used to work best in other platform in Python, some models work in best in R. So everything have the pros and cons. But I will suggest stick with one instead of having a comparison, and so that you can be a good at one piece and then go ahead and build your career around it.
Okay,
So there's
thank you.
like
Thank
no major difference. I have found it. Everything works accordingly in a same fashion.
Actually, in presentation, you mentioned it into statistical package. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. So yeah, statistical piece. Yes, R is one of the tool. So I've just given one example. Okay, you can do same thing with Python. You can do same thing with Excel as well. Okay, but
Okay.
you at least you need to know about it, how the things goes around. So that's the whole reason to mention there.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So, how much role does ML play in business analytics?
Sorry, how if I understood the question correctly, Sriram, you are asking how analytics, how ML plays a role in analytics, right?
How much important is it?
It's important. Okay. Basically, ML basically enables you to forecast and think ahead. Okay, how things are moving on. Okay, what can be a future step there where we can take an actions. Okay, I think both are interrelated. I will not say that one is important, one is not important. I think both are interrelated and part of same Venn diagram. So I will say both plays equal role, okay, in making a decision.
I was asking like if we want to become a data analyst or a business analyst, like
Mhm.
how much knowledge of ML should we have to become a data analyst, or should it be very deep or just intermediate or something like that?
See, based on my experience, okay, whatever I have a career experience, okay, so I have like an intermediate level of knowledge, okay, along with database database things, okay, so that is like my journey, okay, but I will suggest like having an intermediate knowledge will be a good piece of start along with your analytics space.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question that if there are specific degree required to be a business analyst,
Sorry, I'm not able to get your voice correct.
uh, if there are specific degree required to be a business analyst
Is there any specific?
degree, specific degree
Not,
required.
not as such. Okay. I think everywhere where I see like graduation is the uh, key things which is required. But yeah, it varies across roles and responsibilities, considering it's a very dynamic in nature.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, Ambhavi, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask if I want to go into business analytics or data analytics, which specialization should be better, like deep learning, machine learning, NLP, or process automation? Which should I be very good at?
Okay, you have covered everything, but before answering that, have you explored the data pipelines and insights, like how things has moving around?
I haven't, I just have surface level knowledge right now. I know the hype towards right now, the buzzwords. So that's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah. So what I will suggest before going to this high level, because these topics are bit high level, the fundamental which I basically observe, okay, based on my experience when I interact with students, okay, that based on the buzzwords and the what's going on, they keep on directly start with modeling, okay, they directly start with this NLP, okay, but what actually the ground things, if I'm going to ask you like any thing, like why this is required, what is the use case, and what action you are going to take. There, you need to be answerable on that piece and have that idea. So I will suggest start with databases, okay, SQL. Start with that, SQL and Python, and then move with NLP and whatever your interest area it is, then move ahead with that, because these are the baseline for everything which you are trying to explore.
Okay, fine.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, which is better field for masters for data analytics?
Sorry, I'm not the right
And
person to answer this. Master's.
MCA or MSc data science?
Uh, Sorry, I don't have the much information on that, on this, on master space.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask that did you in Amazon did you start with a software development profile?
No. In the current analytics. From day one of my career, I went to analytics only.
Okay, so have you seen any cases where like profiles can be switched later in Amazon
I
itself?
I can't disclose it because it's basically more into internal. If you have any career or a guidance mentorship kind of thing, I'm open to discuss, but these things I can't discuss publicly. I hope you understand.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. All right. So there's like one common question that is being asked in the chat, like, what's the difference between a data scientist and a business analytics? Okay. I just want to clear every, like, these things are interrelated, okay. Is in business analytics you are like more focused into an analytics and the data and how you're dealing with the business, okay. Everything goal is related. So sorry, and that is more about business analytics. Data scientist role basically in like creating a model, creating a like forecast kind of thing, and involving more into a modeling and statistical piece, okay, completely into it. So that's basically a data scientist, okay. So that's, again, data scientist is, again, I will classify like there's like basically four roles currently relevant in market, okay. One is business analyst, other is AI engineer, third is ML engineer, okay. So basically three rows are there, and everything is being tied to each other. So this is like business analytics basically deals with all of the business perspective of the data. They like AI engineer basically have like something around more into deep into technical aspects, more into research based kind of things around it. Third is the like ML, where they use more into modeling and supervised learning as well as like whatever it's come. So basically, it differ across uh, company to company, domain to domain. Okay, that's not no standards, but just at a high level, this is how the things get classified. Is that answers your query? I will just pick one another question which I have: how to become a good at problem solving, and how company judge us at that. So it basically problem solving comes with the practice. Okay, how much you uh, d- practice the cases, how much you think about it. Okay, that's how the problem solving things come up. Talking about me at my journey, okay, I was also at the same place where you are all. Okay, so I was started my journey in this analytics with in third year of my engineering when I was there. So I started like someone has also guided and I learned from open source. Okay, so I started participating in Kaggle. Okay, where learned I started a very basic problem statement. Okay, uh, and then started thinking on it, how to proceed, and then participating it. That's actually helped me to think about the problem solving, and this is how I have able to get into like a good understanding of problem solving. Yeah, it's like an ongoing learning process. It's not like a final thing. Okay, this is where you need to be, but this is like an ongoing learning process. But for starting, I think Kaggle, I believe, like is a good platform to begin with.
Sir, am I audible?
What?
Sir, I wanted to ask that did Kaggle help you in the professional area? Kaggle helps you in learning the things, but has it helped in you in professionally?
See, I believe like whatever you see, okay, there you face it almost real time, almost like 60 to 70% you will find almost around the same cases. So the thing is like you develop a problem solving. Okay, you develop like for example from a school times you develop how to do mathematics, addition, subtraction, anything. Okay, but you are currently using same thing in your engineering too. Okay, there's like nothing, just like a level has been get up. So this is same works here with the platform. Is that answer your query?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Fine then. I see that there's a lot of questions in that chat. I will try to answer it. But if you have anything else, just feel free to reach out to me. I will happy to help you out.
Sir, I had one more doubt, like the
Okay, sure.
importance of DSA in this job. Okay, so like how important is DSA? Like
Data structure, you mean?
yes, sir, data structure and algorithms.
Okay. Honestly, based on my career journey, I don't know much about other fields where is required or not required. But based on my career journey, I'm an electrical engineering graduate. Okay, electrical and electronics. Okay, so I have never learned DSA. If there's something is required, I just learned from the open source and implemented it. Okay, so that's my experience, that's my journey. Okay, but definitely this plays a key role. At least a person need to know what the key things for DSA. Okay, I think data structure actually is good thing to know about it. Okay, so this is how you plan a problem in a structured way. So that is again a DSA plays a key role. So I think yeah, DSA definitely is a good thing to learn. Is that answer your query, Tanish?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, if there's no any questions, thank you for your time and patience. I hope things are a bit more clear based on your understanding. Okay, and let me know if you have anything. I will happy to help you out. Thank you.
Sir, I think we can conclude the talk now. First of all, thank you, sir, for taking out your time to address our community here. I'm sure that we all have obtained some sort of insight and we are much more clearer on our ideas about machine learning and data analytics after this talk. Secondly, I would like to thank all the listeners for tuning in. And also stay tuned in because we have got another talk coming up tomorrow. Thank you all for attending this talk. We can now end this meet.